Hello, beauties and beats. It's Pryde, and welcome to The Sound and the View, and another Tao debrief. The holiday season is well underway. Most of us, in addition to enjoying the food and sights, the beauty and abundant culture that surrounds us, will also take a moment to volunteer and give to charity. It feels good. Giving of yourself and your time and the plenty that you have manifested for yourself feels good. But the question remains, why are there so many people in need? Where does inequality come from? From one point of view, inequality is inescapable. Because inequality also means differences. And if you're following along from our last Tao debrief, I may have convinced you that differences are wonderful and the stuff of new creation. And without them, we would have naught but sameness, which is essentially nothingness. But some inequalities, to those who are attached to conditions, which is just about all of us, to all the Buddhas in the world, this doesn't concern you. Return to your lotus position and ohms. But to most of us, inequalities in material wealth and life opportunities will lead to suffering and physical discomfort. Many have explored the matrices, mechanisms, and belief systems that lead to inequalities, and a large social justice movement has been born. Some of us like this movement, and some of us do not. I say with all things, lead with love and compassion, and you can't go wrong. As one who pursues enlightenment, which means to pursue self-awareness, I am more interested in exploring the thought patterns of an individual that maintains the suffering linked to inequality. I'm interested in exploring my mind. If we are truly manifesting our own individual realities, and each day it becomes more and more clear to me that I am, this is where I can make a real difference. Because with awareness and meditation, the average Joanna can have more influence over her thoughts than she ever could over the entire world. When we speak of suffering that stems from inequalities, we tend to focus on those who have less in the way of material wealth and life opportunities. But remember, suffering is a mental process and not a physical one, although our physical bodies are influenced by mental suffering. But what I mean to say is that suffering is not linked to situation. Most of us go out into the world with the belief that if we can set up just the right situation, or amass the right things, the right people around us, we can live happily ever after. This is a myth. Happiness does not lie in situation or accumulation. Looking for it in situation or in placement, you will never be in the right place and you will never have enough. I am not one of those spiritual people who stand against material wealth. If it were up to me, we would all have it. We would all have abundant opportunity to play in the material world. Be it fancy cars, homes, travel, beautiful clothes, whatever your consciousness is attracted to and can manifest for yourself. But I wouldn't have it so we suffered for it, or spread suffering to get it. I find Zen all the time, and so I know the pleasures of the material world don't match the beauty and love found when I'm at peace. And the more I find Zen, the more abundant and beautiful the material world becomes. In truth, we are not really looking to spread equality. We are looking to spread abundance and freedom. You do not find abundance and freedom or spread it with suffering. Suffering leads to more deprivation and enslaves the sufferer. That's just the way it works. You can't earn your way out of suffering, and you cannot insist on it either. Some of you aren't going to like what I'm going to say next, but the way I see it, the world doesn't need any more freedom fighters. If you're fighting for freedom, you can't have it. The warrior is enslaved by the battle, and in battle you are not free. And if you are a suffering martyr, you cannot spread abundance, for you have none to give. As spiritual types talk of transcendence, usually this is found through meditation, but it has come to have a broader meaning for me. Transcendence is the ability to find happiness, to find worth, independent of conditions. Some call that unconditional love because you love yourself and you love all those you come into contact with, and the world becomes beautiful and abundant and giving. Blessings and namaste, beauties and beats. Talk to you next time.